right, I got my wood. Okay, now I've got, I chose to use poplar, okay, because we gotta have a nice hard wood. All right, I mean, this piece is gonna get some action. We gotta make sure it stands up, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna take these boards and fuse them into one. And how we're gonna do that is by, you know, creating like a butt joint. Woo! Look at what I got. Okay, it is an animal skin. All right, okay, it's not real animal skin. It is PVC vinyl because I don't want to kill any animals for this project. I just want to act like one on it when I'm done. All right, 1 inch thick. Okay, of course, it's not really that. Once again, they're never actually what they say they are. It's the shrinkage thing, I guess, after that. So, Earl, what do we do next?
Well, I think the first thing you need to do is get some tighter jeans and bend over. I mean, pour the dirt.
Woo! Let's do it. I could just bend over here, but, you know, and then we can get a little down and dirty together. But, Earl, don't you think you're going to help me lift this bag and dump it in?
Nah, sorry, Sweet Pea. The only thing I'm lifting today is this. I've got one of these here for you too once you're finished working.
Well, I guess that's all the incentive a girl needs, right? I can do this on my own. Woo, there we go. So now all I have to do is sit here and wait for my man to manifest right before my eyes.
I don't remember this in the picture.
Oh, you brought me flowers.
This was in my mouth. I guess this is for you.
Yes, he did. He brought me flowers. Oh, you are just perfect. I can't wait for you to get your hands all over me. Woo, okay, so now I'm going to take my little combing tool and let's just make some squiggles. Woo, there we go. Okay, it's almost finished. Okay, so now we're going to let this just stiffen up, okay? And then we're going to come back and put it all together. Woo! Okay, so now we've got the letters all masked out. It's time to mix another color for the lettering, and we've got something like a little yellowish green of a color, okay? And you know, this is my favorite part. I love mixing colors, okay? Because it's kind of like making love. You put two different elements together and get yourself a good time. Woo! There we go. Okay, so we've got it all nice and secured up, okay? So now all we have to do is make this thing pretty. Oh, and you know what they say, sometimes the most beautiful things come in the most unusual packages, okay? Oh, yes. Woo, there we go. Okay, so now, woo, got that all sanded. Now let's do a little assemblage. And to do that, we're gonna need the parts to assemble, all right? And what I've got here, well, I've got the flour. We've got one of them laying on the table. Okay, and then I've got, 2 1x3 clear pine. All right, same material, just a little bit better looking, okay? And what I'm gonna do is put, I think, 1 piece on each side. Okay, and then we're gonna need a piece across the top and across the bottom, and I think I can probably cut this off with an 8-foot piece, and it's all gonna work perfect. Oh, I love this. Woo, okay. And you remember that I did put a little glue underneath here, okay? So when you nail it, it gets kind of slippery because I do like it nice and wet. So make sure that you hold it. Woo, there we go. Okay, so I think we've got it looking pretty beat up. So now what we're gonna do is just simply go over and dust it a little bit. All right, that was looking good. All righty, so now we're ready for the climax. So I've got the new pipe. However, you're gonna notice that it needs a bushing, all righty, to make it work. That's because my house is kind of like an old man. Plumbing's a little outdated, you know, but I'm figuring if you screw it into the right size bushing, it's gonna operate just like a young man. Okay, so it's just another trip to the hardware store, all right? Woo, here we go, okay. I got the right part. Okay, this time it's perfect. Now that goes into the tailpipe and then we just screw it down. Oh, so what we've got going on here is a really fabulous dry connection. And we can't let that go on too long, so let's lube it up. Ooh, and because I'm using this as a mirror frame, I want you to do the underside too, because sometimes the reflection can show back the wood that is underneath here, okay? So we want to do underneath our frame too, alrighty? Then we're going to let this dry completely overnight, and then we're going to come back and show you how I'm going to play with this wood some more. So now that the green is dry, what we're going to do is a little manhandling, alrighty, with our molding. And what I want you to do is just take your sandpaper, alrighty, and then we're just going to kind of go over and scuff the surface a little bit. Just kind of stroke it with your sandpaper, back and forth. You can really have some fun with this. Then I'm going to hop over there and do it, and then I'm going to do it on the other side. Woo, I'm just going to work this from every angle. I mean, I want to touch every part of this canvas and get the whole experience, if you know what I mean. Okay, so let's get back to it. You think you just can't paint anymore, you know, and you just got to go back in there, oil it up, put on a little paint, and then you just got to go over and you got to touch every part of that canvas. And then, you know, we're just going to oil it up again and do it again and again. Woo! And you're just like, oh, it's just like painting fun. You just can't quite get enough and you just keep working it, working.
What are you going to do with that?
Well, I'm going to start by wrapping up your tool. Alrighty, so show me your tool, Michael.
I'm just kidding.
All right then, show me what you've really got.
Here's my real driver.
Oh yes, I mean, this is some screwdriver. All right, Michael, you've got there. Ooh, look what we got there. Is that goodness, I mean, what do you do with that? Hey Larry, what do you think of my pumpkins?
They're mighty fine pumpkins, if you ask me.
The pumpkins?
Oh, yes.
And you called yourself a pumpkin whisperer, was it?
Yeah.
How does that work, Larry? What do you do?
Well, let me show you.
Okay.
Well, first you gotta take the pumpkins and you got to just feel them for the contour and the firmness of them. And then just kind of slow, take your finger around the nipple, stem of the pumpkin, and just kind of play with them a little. That's all. I would caress these pumpkins all night long. I mean,
I'm thinking, because I'm having a date for dinner. All right, then. The sausage is more of a turn-on probably for me than it is him. So I'm thinking, look what I got. Fennel. Alrighty, a little libido enhancement here. Ooh, it's gonna be fun. I mean, if it's good enough for the Egyptians, I think it'll work for me. I've changed my ways, and I'm thinking we should have things a little healthier these days, and I wanna protect my little pineal gland, all right, from calcification. So I'm going to cut out the processed white flour, all right, and we're going to use something a little bit healthier. And I'm going to try oat flour for this pie crust, okay? And then, instead of Crisco, this is the hot ticket, all righty, coconut oil. Ooh, this stuff is fabulous. It's just, the same consistency as Crisco. And not only is it fabulous for the inside of your body, it's the only thing I spread on the outside. And I've got my friend Mark coming over to help me with the erection of my gingerbread house. Woo! There he is now.
I'm here, goddess. I'm ready to play house.
Oh, you get yourself in here.
Up on the counter, my little ginger snap. I'm ready to play house.
Yes, I think you do have this down, but Mark, what we're going to be building a gingerbread house.